Hello lovelies, welcome back to Get Baked. Today I'm going to be showing you my favorite recipe to make for fall and Thanksgiving. I have made these little mini pumpkin hand pies for the past 4 years for my family, and I look forward to making them every year because they taste amazing and they're super easy to make, and they also are a really fun twist on the classic pumpkin pie. Thanksgiving cooking and baking can get really complicated when you're trying to do so many things on Thanksgiving Day. So I made this recipe as simple as possible so that you can get them done quickly and you can enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family. So first thing, you open up your pumpkin pie mix. So I'm starting off by adding the Libby's pumpkin pie mix into my mixing bowl, and let's see, usually goes in pretty easily. I'm loosely following the recipe on the back, but I also like to add my own spices for flavor, so I'll show you how I do that. Next, I'm just adding 2/3 of a cup of evaporated milk. So now, I'm adding 2 eggs to the mix. So this one's already cracked from when I dropped it, so this is quite easy. Oh gosh. There we go. I like to crack my eggs on a flat surface rather than an edge surface. I find they crack more easily, so let's see if this actually works. Beautiful. No shell. There we go. So now I'm just going to mix all of this together with an electric beater. You can definitely do this by hand, but it's much easier if you have an electric mixer. And always make sure to start it on a lower setting so that it doesn't splash right away. So start slow and then you can pick up speed. Also make sure to scrape the sides while you are mixing. You want to make sure everything gets mixed evenly. So now that you have the base, you can add your spices. I personally like to use pumpkin pie spice. It kind of does all the work for you, and I a lot of times add some cinnamon. I kind of just see what I'm in the mood for, you know. I'm going to start off by adding 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I'll do that, and then I'm going to do a dash of cinnamon. I don't really know what a dash means, to be honest. I'm just going to do a little. And hope for the best. Clearly this is not a professional cooking instructional video. Then I'm just going to mix that together and hope for the best. Everything is mixed. You know, the sides are messy, but that's okay. As Bob Ross would say, there's no such thing as a mistake. I'm pretty sure that's what he says. So now I'm going to preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm just going to set the pie filling to the side while I do the crust. I could lie to you guys and say that I have a really cool recipe for crust, but honestly, I find that it always turns out better when I buy it from the store. I'm usually a fan of making things from scratch, but some things, you know, it's just easier to buy it from the store. I always buy a set of 2. You literally just thaw it, unroll it, it's already rolled out, and then you can cut out the pieces. So I have covered my surface with flour. I'm just unrolling the pie crust. So I have 2 circular cookie cutters, and I can't remember which one I usually use. So I'm gonna try them both and see which one works better. And I just see like how many I can fit before rolling it out again. So I'm just going to place them in the cupcake pan and just make sure I'm even making the right size. So I forgot to spray it before I started adding pie crust. So I'm just gonna take them out gently and spray it and then continue. This is definitely something you will want to do because if you don't, they will stick. So I just do a light spray. And this is just a natural oil one. And then carry on. Place them in there. Have fun with it. I like them uneven. I think it's better if you make them like purposely not perfect. And I go in and I just press them in with my fingernail just to give it some texture. So now I am just going to add the filling into the crust. So you're gonna want to fill them pretty much to the top. They won't rise like something like cupcakes would. So I'm going to pop these in the oven, and I believe it usually takes 15 minutes, but I'm going to be checking on them quite a bit in case it's not 15 minutes. I have made a dozen. We still have quite a bit of filling left. So I usually make 2 dozen, but today I did not buy enough pie crust at the store. So I'm just going to make 1 dozen and then use the rest of the pie crust to make the little leaves. So about 7 minutes into baking the pies, I just turned the pan so that they could evenly bake. So they ended up taking about 15 minutes. You're going to want to take them out when they're still a bit jiggly. They'll continue to set as they're cooling, so make sure you don't burn them. It's much better to undercook them at first because you can put them back in the oven, but if you burn them, there's no going back. So while those are in the oven, I am going to be using the cutest little cookie cutters to cut out some leaves with the remaining pie crust. This is something I look forward to all year, and I'm so excited. So I definitely recommend making a few extra leaves or whatever topping you want to do, just in case sometimes they don't come out right, and so you want to have a few extra. So after I used my cookie cutters, I just placed those in the oven, and I am just going to watch them. I ended up putting mine in for about 10 minutes, but honestly, just keep an eye on them. It totally depends on how thick they are and your oven. I just kept the oven on at 425, but honestly, it totally depends. So you're going to want to let the pies cool for about 30 to 40 minutes, and they will set in that time. I like to add the little toppings on just a few minutes after taking them out of the oven so that they can kind of set together. If you cook the toppings on at the same time, they will often sink, so it just looks a lot better if you put the leaves on later. So after 40 minutes, you can take them out of the muffin pan and enjoy. I like to add whipped cream on the top and sometimes a little bit of pumpkin spice if needed. They taste so good and they are so easy to make. They're easy to customize. So that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. This is honestly one of my favorite things to make. I look forward to it every year, and so I hope that you guys found this helpful. I hope that you try it out, and if you do, make sure to send me a picture on Instagram. My Instagram is @Lolochic. These little mini pumpkin pies are so cute and Instagrammable. You can customize them really easily, so if you want to make your own gluten-free crust, if you want to buy a gluten-free crust, that's awesome too. You can add different seasonings. And like I said, they're super easy to make. They don't take that long to bake like a regular pumpkin pie would. Make sure to let me know what you want to see next on Get Baked. I'm thinking my favorite Christmas cookie recipe. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!